Look at the towering spires, the fortified walls, and the wide moat reflecting it all like a mirror. If you wander into Budapest's city park, Vajdahunyad Castle commands your immediate attention. Looking at its heavy stone arches, you would logically assume this is a medieval stronghold that spent centuries guarding the city against invading armies. In reality, the site was entirely empty until 1896. No medieval kings ever lived here, and no siege was ever fought on its grounds. The entire complex is a modern, romanticized tribute. That year, Hungary hosted a massive Millennium Exhibition. The country threw an empire-wide celebration to mark exactly 1,000 years since the Magyar people conquered the Carpathian Basin. To mark the occasion, they built this sprawling architectural showcase. But because it was only meant to stand for the duration of the expo, the original structure was essentially a massive theatrical stage prop, hastily assembled from wooden planks and cardboard. When the exhibition finally closed, wrecking crews prepared to tear the pavilion down. The citizens of Budapest completely revolted, demanding that their new, temporary fairy sale be saved from demolition. That intense public pressure forced the government's hand. Between 1904 and 1908, masons systematically replaced the cardboard fantasy with permanent brick and stone, anchoring a fleeting exhibition into a permanent fixture of the city. The man behind this design was architect Ignác Alpár. Instead of inventing a new building from scratch, he effectively sampled elements from 21 iconic monuments scattered across the historic Kingdom of Hungary, stitching them together into a single master layout. The oldest section of this timeline is the Romanesque wing. Its heavy, carved masonry and cloistered arches recreate the aesthetic of Hungary's early medieval monasteries. The defining feature here is a highly detailed replica of the portal from the 13th century Jack Chapel. Its narrowing, geometric archways serve as a precise physical record of that architectural era. Walk a few steps further, and the timeline leaps forward into the 14th and 15th centuries. The rounded arches give way to the sharp, soaring lines of the Gothic wing, dominated by the massive Nebojsa Tower. That tower is a direct structural copy of Transylvania's Corvin Castle. It intentionally channels the military might of the legendary Hunyadi Knights, recreating a fortress deeply intertwined with the folklore of Vlad the Impaler. Alpár's sampling technique provided a brilliant piece of civic education. In the late 1800s, working-class citizens lacked the means to travel across the vast Austro-Hungarian Empire. This layout allowed them to walk through a three-dimensional encyclopedia of their own history in a single afternoon. As the timeline continues around the lake, the imposing medieval fortifications soften into the highly decorated facades of the Renaissance and Baroque wing. The design features graceful domes, intricate stone statues, and ornate balconies, directly mimicking the opulent palaces that housed Austrian and Hungarian royalty. Inside this regal, palatial exterior, you will not find royal bedrooms or grand throne rooms. You will find the Museum of Hungarian Agriculture. While it sounds incredibly specific, this is the largest agricultural museum in Europe, and it has been quietly operating within these walls since 1897. By placing plows, tractors, and farming exhibits inside a replica palace, the designers proved this structure has a daily, practical utility. It functions as an active educational space, purposefully wrapped in a romanticized, ancient-looking shell. Today, the castle sits right in the vibrant center of Vajdahunyad, or City Park, sharing the neighborhood with landmarks like Heroes Square and the sprawling Széchenyi thermal baths. In its courtyards, modern traditions thrive alongside the history. Visitors and aspiring writers frequently gather around the statue of the cloaked chronicler known as Anonymous, specifically to rub the polished tip of his pen for good luck and inspiration. During the summer, the surrounding lake fills with rowboats, while the tight acoustics of the Gothic courtyard provide the setting for open-air classical music festivals. When winter arrives, the water freezes, and that same moat transforms entirely, becoming Europe's largest open-air ice rink. Ignác Alpár could have easily designed a standard utilitarian museum building for the 1896 exhibition. Instead, he created a unique space where people still skate, row, and listen to music among the spires, successfully building a living bridge between the mythic history of the Magyars and the breathing future of Budapest.